Yes, vodka drinker Cherub Rock from Smashing Pumpkins is amazing and fantastic.
So much to
Make sure you hit that thumbs up. It is free, and YouTube really, really cares about it.
These are the eyes of disarray. Would you even hear? And I'm feeling as she feels it. Where you going tomorrow? Where you going when the mask are found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell alone. Well, the dogs to find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Well, the dogs to find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Where you going for tomorrow? Where you going when the mask are found? And I feel when the dogs begin to smell her. Well, she smell alone. Well, the dogs to find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it. Well, the dogs to find her. Got time, waiting for tomorrow. To find it, to find it, to find it.
Man, Brennan, you're lucky to have seen them live. I never saw them live before. I'm going to get into that, James Thompson, at the top of the show here. Stick around, sir. Thank you. What is up, everybody? It is your boy, the one, the only, Pigskin Pete. Yes. Hello, YouTube friends. Thank you for joining me on this fine Friday evening. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you hanging out with me every Friday night, and of course every Wednesday night, and of course every Monday night over on Uncle Lou's channel for the Lunch Money Show, the show about nothing, the best and only show about nothing on all of the internet. If you're not on Uncle Lou's channel every Monday night at 10 p.m., I don't know what else you could possibly be doing that would be more entertaining than listening to nothing for 2 hours. But I get it. I get it. Shout out to Raj, Jesse J, for making this amazing and fantastic Slob Olympics poster. Let me move this so I can read this thing. Uncle Lou BVD Pigskin Pete presents to y'all MFers Slob Olympics 2022, March 11th through 13th at the Riverside Towers Hotel and Park. Come watch the same effing people from last year with maybe some new faces make an ass out of themselves. I don't think I could have worded that any better if I tried. Hype men, Raj, Cheshall, and Sea Dog. Yeah. Yep. What do we have on store for tonight? Well, of course, first and most importantly, this is a call-in show. Nobody is here to look at my ugly face or listen to me ramble on about anything for any amount of time. I can promise you that. It's all about the callers. The phone lines are wide open. 864-207-4522. 864-207-4522. And as you can see from the title of the video tonight, this is a free-for-all. Call in and ask me anything or tell me anything. What's on your mind? What is on your particular mind that you need to get off of your chest? I'm a very good listener. All my life, people have told me that. They say, you know what, Pete, you're a really good listener. That's right, I am a good listener. So call and tell me your thoughts, and I will listen. Now, I can't promise whether or not I will agree with your thoughts or possibly argue with you if your thoughts are ridiculous or asinine. But I will listen. I'll give you a chance. You know what I mean? I'm a very fair person. Been getting a lot of inquiries, questions about this Georgia and Clemson game. First of all, I'm getting we're less than 4 months away. Hell, we're less than 3.5 months away from kickoff between Georgia and Clemson. Obviously, I'm looking forward to it. But getting a lot of inquiries about ticket prices. How do we, how can I come if we want to come with you? All that kind of thing. And so I started doing some research today. And, well, here, let's do this. I'll put it up on the screen. I can find it. So, look, first of all, there's a million different ways you can buy tickets, obviously, on the secondhand market. There's StubHub, there's SeatGeek, there's Vivid Seats. So this is Vivid Seats. The reason I'm looking on Vivid Seats at this point is because for selfish reasons and selfish reasons only. I have a credit of $400 or $392, so whatever, almost $400 to Vivid Seats. So last year we bought a ticket for myself and Mrs. Peete to the Notre Dame and Clemson game before COVID happened. And that game got canceled. So Vivid Seats, they don't just refund your money. I mean, I guess if you push hard enough, they'll refund your money. But basically what they did was they gave me a credit. Those tickets were almost $600 a piece. So we had like an $1,100 credit. And we used the credit to go to the Miami game last year, the two of us. And we have about $400 left over, I think. I think we might have used it for another game too. I think we've gone to 2 games. I can't even think what the other event was now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I have a $400 credit. That's the bottom line. So I would prefer to use Vivid Seats to buy my tickets, so I don't have to come out of pocket for it. But here's my point. Forget which website we use to buy the tickets. I'm just doing research on about how much these tickets are going to cost. And as you can see here on the screen, so this is a screenshot I took from Vivid Seats tonight. And these are the lowest ticket prices, and then it goes down to the highest, and there's a ton of them. So anywhere between $300 and $500 is what I'm seeing right now. And so there you go. I'm thinking this is what you're going to see pretty much on any website, unless you know somebody personally who has a ticket to sell you. I think you're going to be paying anywhere between $300 and $400 per ticket. Now, as you can see here, these are all upper level tickets. So these aren't the bottom tickets. Now, I I'm assuming these are probably pretty much nosebleed tickets for $309. And then of course this number here, the $309, is pretty misleading because it doesn't matter which site you use, they're going to tack on a fee, and that fee is usually like $30 per ticket. And then there's tax. So you're talking about this 309 ticket here, for example. And there's anywhere between 1 and 22 tickets available. So if we have 10 people that want to go and sit together, we can buy 10 tickets at $309 plus another 40 or so probably per person. You're looking at around $350 per person. I mean, if I can stay in that 350 to 400 range, I can swing that because again, like I said, I have a credit. Now, if we have to use a different website for whatever reason, that's a little bit more difficult, but I think I can still make it happen, you know? Yeah. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So this is what we're looking at here. I'm thinking we're looking at this. Now, I don't see I can't think of any reason why the ticket prices would go down between now and July when we're talking about buying them. I don't know. I don't know why they would go down. So they're already selling tickets for the entire stadium. It's not limited sales on tickets. They're selling the entire stadium tickets right now. So I don't know why they would go down. I think it's probably more likely that they might go up. That's what I'm worried about. I'm still going to wait probably another few weeks. So sometime in June to pull the trigger. Of course, we still have to get together. Myself, Lou, and anybody else who wants to come, you know, and figure this whole thing out. But my point here is I think this is what we're looking at, pretty much, you know. So there you have it, folks. Cheers to the chat. Matt Dummett's here. Crimson Brave. Luke Walker watching the Carolina Hurricanes game has been infuriating. Robert Zurith. What's up, Pete and everyone? Vodka Drinker. Ray Finkel's Creepy Bedroom. How are you doing, sir? Go Tigers 504. Traveling Fool said he went to a Stone Temple Pilots concert, which makes me extremely jealous. Sea Dog is here. James Thompson. Gator Hater Knoll Nation. Gator Hater Knoll Nation. I don't know. I was on UCF Jaguars show last night. He had me out as a guest on his channel, and we talked a little bit about the Florida State Seminoles. Might want to go check that out. Shout out to UCF Jaguar, by the way. Good people. Sports Prod is here. Michael Hogg. What's up, buddy? I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic. I happen to already know that you are. Slim Shady Canes. He says, good evening, ladies and sirs. Good to see you in here, Slim Shady. Let's see. Let's check and see if anybody has graced me with their presence on the phone lines. Slow night on YouTube. I've been perusing and perusing YouTube all night, and so I don't know where BBD's at. I don't know if he actually did decide to take time off or whatever, but he usually has a show on Friday night with Sea Dog, right? Sea Dog's in here, and BBD's nowhere to be found. But oh yeah. Oh damn, I didn't bring it up here. Somebody was asking me about the PGA Championship update. well, here's the good news. There's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is I obviously didn't get to go. Mrs. Peete got to go. The good news is she brought me back some gifts. She brought me back a nice golf shirt with the PGA Championship Kiowa Island logo on it, and it has a Clemson paw on the sleeve. And she also brought me back a PGA Championship hat that has a Clemson paw on the side of it, and it's orange, which is amazing and fantastic. And this might be the best thing. I'm going to hang it up somewhere, maybe over here somewhere. I'm running out of wall space in this room. She brought me back a 18th a flag. You know, the flag, like the flag that goes in the green, the flag for the PGA Championship. I'm gonna hang it up somewhere in here. She said, I got this for your YouTube studio. So thank you to her for that. Thank you, Ray Finkel's Creepy Bedroom. 2 questions. Will you buy my ticket to the Clemson Georgia game? And then the second question is, and why not? Well, first of all, Ray Finkel, the question is, can I buy my own ticket to the Clemson Georgia game? So that's first. You know, if I were to buy you a ticket, I couldn't go. I guess that's the answer to the second part of the question. The why not is because if I bought yours, I wouldn't be able to go. You know. What is up? You are on with Pete. Halo?
Negara saya buat istri dan anak-anak, tapi tiketnya harganya terlalu mahal. Saya tidak akan beli, but I晚安，你好，再见。
No comprende. No speaking English. You go. You've been here 4 hours. You know, normally what I would do is I would just go ahead and hit the ban caller button on that. Because sometimes people like to call in and scream the N-word or, you know, so, you know, whatever they, some bullshit that they spent all day thinking up to scream when they called in. But I have no idea. I didn't comprehend a single word of that call. Not a single word. So I don't know that they said anything to be banned. You know what I mean? Sea Dog. Sea Dog says, no. Is that Kevin's wife? Oh, God. George. Where has George been lately? George, you might need to call in. I've got some questions for you. Look, this might be the first and only time I ever ask George to call in. You know what I mean? So I got some questions for you relating to the job that you may or may not have. You know what I mean? So, what's everybody planning on doing this weekend? Anybody get any big plans for the weekend? What do I have going on this weekend? I don't know. Mrs. Peete, she just tells me what we're doing, and you know, I'm a good boy and I do it. You know what I mean? Well, tomorrow morning, Pete Jr. has a baseball game, so that's exciting. And then, then we get to go to a 6-year-old birthday party. That's fun. That's fun. And then I think tomorrow night we're going out to eat with a couple of friends. You know. Again, I just do what I'm told. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hola, senor.
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. George.
It's Jorge.
It's so tell me about this job. You mentioned, I don't know how long ago it was. It might have been a few weeks ago that you had a job. And wait, first of all, and
I got videos on my.
You said that you were moving too.
Go ahead.
You said you were moving.
I still haven't moved, but I'm definitely moving now because my downstairs neighbor killed himself a couple days ago. I'm leaving.
Okay. Can you tell me about that? What happened with that?
It's sad. It's sad.
course it
The
is.
guy was a cook at a restaurant, at a local restaurant. He had no life, no real friends, just a little tiny bit of a life smoking weed. And then they laid him off because of the Rona. And he never left his house after that. He sat there and watched WWF wrestling all day, and he had all these music channels on his TV, and he would play music. I used to think I lived above a biker bar. And then like 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, he turned off the lights, shut the blinds, and I never heard from him again. I saw him one time after that. Yesterday, I called the manager, and I said, you need to come over here and do something. Like, make sure this guy's still alive. He brought the police, opened the door. He'd been dead for a couple of days.
Oh, my God. Did he, like, so he killed himself intentionally, or he, like, overdosed, or what? I mean, what happened?
I think it was an OD.
Oh.
I think he OD'd, and I believe he was probably on, like, a psychotropics, and he quit taking them because he just went strange at the end. His family came and tried to talk to him. I heard him downstairs yelling at him. I was involved in that, too, about 2 months ago. He told them all to fuck off and leave him alone. He told the apartment manager to fuck off and leave him alone. His family came back and told him his brother died like 5 weeks ago. He said, I don't give a fuck, leave me alone. And he was just, I could tell he was going downhill fast, you know, whatever it was. It's sad, man. I didn't even know the guy that good, but he used to cook out and offer me a plate, and I would cook and offer him a plate, you know, just randomly.
Yeah, neighborly type of things. You were being good neighbors to each other is what you're saying.
Right. I consider him a corona death. You know, he died because of the freaking virus. Do you know suicides are at an all-time freaking high and no one's talking about it?
Well, people are talking about it. I've heard a lot. Yeah.
Mentally,
well, I mean,
can't take this. Strong people can't take it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, people losing their jobs, people have no money, they can't pay their rent. Yeah. You know, and also just being locked up in your house for 6 months, or I don't even know how long the lockdown was, 8 months or whatever. It's people that live alone. You know, I'm lucky enough to where I've got a family. So, but some people don't. Some people live by themselves and they have no interaction with people. Yeah, I mean, it only makes sense that people start drinking more. People start using drugs. You know, they're drug addicts. It's sad. It's sad. But this is now that
because.
Right.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, now that we got through that depressing story, I can see people clicking off faster than they were clicking on. Rest in peace to your neighbor. Yeah. No, rest in peace to your neighbor. In all seriousness, but tell me about this job.
His name was Jim.
Tell me about this job that you got.
I work with my son. I work with my son. I have videos up on my YouTube channel showing us working.
But
I would videotape them every once in a while.
I believe you, but the thing is, nobody can find your YouTube channel.
Because my name is George.
Because your name is George.
Million channels named George.
Right.
I'll put a link in the comment section when I come back after the show in the morning or something, so you can find it.
You know what, George? You sound surprisingly sober right now. Are you?
I had 3 or 4 beers today.
Yeah, well, that's sober for you. I mean, 3 or 4 beers. I mean, that's nothing.
I had 3 at work and 1 since I got home.
3 at work. All right, so okay. Now we're getting into it. So tell me about this job. You're allowed to drink on the job, apparently.
I love working for my kid. He just leaves me alone.
What kind of work is it? If you don't, I mean, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but what's George doing?
He's a painter, a house painter. He used to paint airplanes, and then he was the #1 ship painter at the Portland shipyard. He has all kind of awards for the best, the fastest. And when you paint at the shipyard and you paint a Navy ship or something, any kind of ship, they measure how many micrometers of paint you put on that boat. It has to be 9 micrometers or 4 micrometers, and he can do that all day long. And
so does he? So he has his own.
Tired of having to wear a full body suit.
He has his own business?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He decided it would be better just to go out on his own, because down at the shipyard and painting airplanes, you got to wear a full body suit with forced air. Everything's fucking toxic. It was killing him, you know? Yeah.
So
at least now he gets to breathe air.
Yeah, you know that the government might be listening to this. So it's a good thing that they don't really know who you are. You're just George. That might not even be your real name, right? I mean, your name could be Larry, for all we know. But I'm assuming
I
that.
still get drunk at work. I space it
Well,
out.
no, I'm
Every
not talking
2
about that.
hours, I'm fine.
No, hang with me. Hang with me here. I'm getting to a point here. So I'm assuming, before this job with your son, what was the gap between the last job that you had? Like, how long was it before you had a job before that?
2000 was my last job.
Okay, so it's 20 years.
Out.
So in 20 years, you've been, I'm assuming, drawing Social Security and maybe disability or something. Is that what's been going on?
Veterans benefits.
Okay.
Veterans benefits and Social Security. I retired when I was 40. I went and got homeless veterans benefits and Social Security.
So you're
I
only.
told you why I'm on Social Security, haven't I?
No, go ahead.
6 years before no, it was like 7 or 8 years. They told me if I'd have waited only 5 years to apply, I would have got my full Social Security. I'd be getting like $1,500 a month, but I'm only getting $800 because I waited 8 years to apply. But the reason I'm on Social Security is if you turn your Social Security card over, on the back of it, it says this card belongs to the Social Security Administration. Everybody get your card out and read the back of it.
Okay, but what's your point? What's that have to do with the price of tea in China?
And then it says, if you find a card that isn't yours, you must return it, and it gives an address. So I wrote him a letter. I said, hey, I found your piece of shit in my wallet. Here, I gave it back. I never saw a doctor. I never saw a psychologist. When I went down and applied, my check got there in 1 month. All these people walking around with broken necks and wheelchairs that can't get their Social Security, send the fucking card back.
All right, so, well, here's what I'm getting to. So if you're on social, well, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. If you're on SSI or disability or whatever the case is, like you're only allowed to make a certain amount of money.
I'm not even sure.
You're only allowed to make a certain amount of money, or they'll take your benefits away, right?
Right.
Okay, so how is that?
This is all just. I'm just hanging out for fun. There ain't no money here.
I see. Yeah, I see what you did there. So we're talking about a little. We're talking about a little. We're talking about a little under the table action, right? Under the table action.
Elon Musk, not even under the table, just hanging out with my kids. Elon Musk cost my kids $50,000 by talking shit about Dogecoin. I hope he's proud of himself.
Well, in all fairness, Elon Musk didn't force your son to buy stock in Dogecoin, did he?
I know. It got so frustrating. My kid told me he took a nerve relaxer and then he sold the shit. He still made like $10,000, but he could have made $50,000. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it still might go back up. Nobody's forcing him to sell the stock either. So, you know.
I just texted him an hour ago and I said, you might want to go get 1,000 of Bitcoin, 1,000 of Ethereum, and 1,000 of Dogecoin and just sit on it for 5 years or 3 years.
There you go.
See what happens. You know?
Yeah. If you would have bought Bitcoin when they first went public, you'd be sitting on a fat stack right now. You know, people want to buy, sell. We had done that. It's the stock. Well, listen, I'm not an expert on the stock market, but I do know it's a long-term game for the most part. Everyone's trying to get rich quick, and then they get pissed when they lose their money. You know, like look, if it were that easy to get rich quick, then everybody would be doing it.
Hey, listen to this. This is hilarious. Last night I'm sitting home after work. I'm drunk and got a buzz. This is right before I found out my neighbor's dead. And I get a text on my phone from the local marijuana store. It says 40% off seeds, right? I'm not even growing pot. 40% off. So I go over there. I spent $120 and they wanted $150. I got them down to $120. And I bought 20 seeds for $120. I got Pinkleberry Kush and Alien and Cream times Cherry Lion.
George,
I don't even know what to do with this shit.
George has the weed store texting him. Damn, son.
They all do. They all know me.
Oh my God.
Every time you go in, they want your number so they can send you their special deals.
It's like when you go to the grocery store and start asking for your email address and your phone number and stuff. I just tell them no. I just tell them, they're like, hey, can I have your email address? I go, no. There's literally no reason on earth that you would need my email address or my phone number when I'm here buying bread and peanut butter. There's no reason for it. So when you go in and so you go into the weeds,
you know it's gonna.
You go into the weed store and they ask you for your phone number, and George just gives it right to them.
Yeah, only that one though. The other ones don't have it. Right. They all wanted it in the beginning.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a big mistake. Don't do it. Yeah, otherwise, hey, I went to get a haircut the other day, and they asked me for my name, my address.
What?
They want to see my ID.
To cut your hair?
What the heck? I said, I don't want no advertisements. And they said, no, sir, it's for tracking and tracing. And I just looked at, I didn't say a word. I just turned around and walked out. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You tell me somebody got coronavirus and come knocking on my door?
Yeah. Yeah, don't do it.
Then I went and bought that
don't do it.
titanium thing.
No. Please don't do it.
I did.
Yeah.
I cut my own hair.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I was a little bit worried about you because, you know, you used to call in every week and then you stopped calling in. And I was getting worried about you.
I'm literally tired when I get home. I'm tired when I get home from
right.
doing nothing. You know what my major
You're tired. You're tired when you get home from doing nothing.
Right.
You're tired. You're tired from. You're tired from hanging out at the job site drinking beers. Yeah, that's tiresome.
Right.
You know.
I'm
yeah.
not used to standing up that long.
Right, and sometimes I need to take a nap after a few beers too. You know, I get it.
Right. In all honesty, Pete, I pick up the tarps. I just do the grunt shit, and I love doing it for my kid. It's my kid, man. I love him. You know.
Yeah.
He's a craftsman. He shouldn't have to do none of that bullshit.
Yeah. All right, George. Well, listen, you're amazing and fantastic. I got calls stacking up here, but I was just worried about you. So now we got the story. So let's go ahead and break this down before I get to some other callers. George has a job, but he's not getting paid at the job. He basically what he does is he goes to the job site, stands up all day and watches people paint ships and airplanes while he drinks beer. And
no.
Then you come home and go to sleep because you're tired.
Now. Only houses now.
Oh, houses. Okay.
Only houses now. He started out painting airplanes and ships. Now he just paints houses. He works for himself now.
And on top of that, you solved a unsolved mystery with your neighbor, and you called.
Kind of sad.
Yeah,
that's
sad.
Kind of sad.
Yeah. All right, George, go get some sleep, buddy. It's been a long day at work. Okay, buddy.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
Go Clemson.
Yeah.
Georgia.
That's right. Yeah, you tell them. That guy's something else, man. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Pete, sir, how are you?
Oh, I'm amazing and fantastic. How are you doing, Slim Shady Canes?
Yeah, I had a lot of really important things to talk about, and
yeah,
I've now forgot them all after listening to George.
Yeah, he has that effect, doesn't he? You ever heard the saying, like, somebody posts something stupid on the internet and you say, man, I feel dumber by having read that? That's the kind of effect that George has on you. He's a mind eraser of sorts.
George is a glitch in the Matrix.
He's a glitch in the Matrix. That's the best way to describe it, yeah. So what are you doing? Where are you at? You home? It doesn't sound like you're driving right now.
No, I'm at home.
Okay, good.
At least till Sunday. I gotta go to Texas.
Oh, man. So you get tonight and tomorrow night at the homestead, and then you have to take off for the great state of Texas.
Actually, I've been home all day. I took today off.
Okay.
I had an appointment to start another tattoo, so I didn't go to work today.
Okay, tell me about this tattoo.
It hurt.
Well, what part of your body is it on?
My left leg.
Do you want to tell us what it is, or?
Yeah, it's a Japanese dragon.
Oh, a dragon. Yes. Is it big?
It's the entire below my knee, right below my knee, and all the way down to my ankle.
So on your shin or on your calf?
Front to back.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds extremely painful. I can't imagine the shin bone. Anytime you hit a bone, it's painful. Now I've got 3 tattoos. I got obviously my 2 forearms, which were nothing. That was, that didn't even really hurt actually. I have one across my back from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, from shoulder to shoulder. That one took about 5 hours, and it was extremely painful. Extremely painful, and I bled a lot too. But
obviously I have my whole arm done, and I mean there were just spots on that hurt. Like the crease or elbow, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But no, across the entire shin bone, it's terrible. Down there across your ankles, it's terrible. All across the back of your knee, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. So is this a multiple visit tattoo? Like, is you going multiple times for it?
Oh yeah, probably 4 more sittings.
Oh, 4 more sittings. Can I ask you how much you're paying for this? I mean, it sounds expensive.
He charges $150 an hour.
Holy shit! So, is this like $1,000 tattoo you're getting?
Probably.
Wow.
I mean, it all depends. It may take 4 more sittings. It may not. I mean, it all depends.
Yeah.
I mean, everything I had done on my right arm all the way done up, there's probably about $2,000 into it.
Robert Zer says, you got one on your lower back too? No. No tramp stamps over here.
Negative.
Oh, man. So what are you planning on doing for Memorial Day? That's next weekend. For anybody who's keeping score, it's Memorial Day weekend is next weekend, not this weekend.
Memorial Day weekend is usually when me and my buddies go out to the river and blow through about $1,000 worth of ammunition.
You got some tannerite? Blow some stuff up?
A matter of fact, I do.
That sounds fun.
I've only got about 30 pounds, so I don't have a lot.
I might be doing something similar to that, actually. We're going to the mountains of Virginia, most likely. I mean, it's about an 80% chance that we're going up to my father-in-law's place. It's really close to the West Virginia border. It's up in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful up there, though. But yeah, so some of my wife's cousins and stuff, a lot of times they bring their guns, and you're out in the middle of nowhere. You can shoot guns all day. Nobody bats an eye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same way out here. It's why, we just go down by the river. It's a paved road that turns into a dirt road that just runs into the river.
Yeah, Melissa May in the chat says, Memorial weekend brings back nothing but heartache for me. That's unfortunate to hear.
But see, that's why you have to get out on Memorial Day weekend and have a good time, and you forget all about it.
Yeah, good point. You're always looking for the brighter side of things, aren't you, Slim Shady?
Well, when you meet your future wife at a funeral, you tend to find the bright side out of things. Yes.
I've found that fascinating because I brought that up. Who was I talking to about that? I might have been talking about. I guess we were talking about it at the Slob Olympics. You told me that, and then I was talking about that with somebody, or maybe it was with this with Ballard, with Christian Ballard. Where's the best place to meet a woman if you're single? And everyone's like, bars, church, all these places. I'm like, what about a funeral? And so you're living proof that that's true. I was right because, well, I'm not saying this is what happened with you. I mean, you can tell me otherwise, but I mean, you have people that are emotionally vulnerable, and if you play your cards right, comfort the woman, right, in her time of need. Is that what happened with you, or is it?
Well, I mean, it wasn't a conscious effort. It was my best friend was 22 when he died. Okay. So when everybody showed up, it was kind of a semi-class reunion.
Right.
Because none of us were very long out of high school.
I got you.
And
so
a few of us went back to the house and started drinking.
So it was your friend's funeral is what you're telling me. So what was your wife's relation to? Why was she there?
She knew him from school as well. I mean, like I said, he was popular at school, I guess you could say.
Okay, so she knew him. She knew him too.
He was like that guy that was like in the middle that had friends with every little clique at school.
Right. The guy that everybody likes. I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen, my best friend died in 2000, and he was that kind of guy. He was somebody that everybody liked, So. Yeah.
And I mean, the weird thing was, like, me and my wife, we had went to high school and middle school together. Never even spoke to each other. Never said two words to each other the whole time.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
As fate would have it, it worked out for you, though.
It did.
So
surprisingly enough.
If you made something good out of a tragedy. In other words, if your friend hadn't died, which obviously you wish your friend was still alive. That's obvious. But if that funeral never happened, is it safe to say that you and your wife may have never got together? I think it's pretty safe to say that.
Very much so.
Yeah. It's crazy, so, isn't it? That's crazy to think about that.
Find the silver lining in things.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Melissa May says, meet women at the grocery store. You know what? I don't know about that. What do you think about that? I mean, I can't imagine. And again, I've been out of the game for so long. That's why I was eating that. This whole Tinder Ballard thing. Have you heard this on Lou's show? I'm sure you have.
Oh yes.
Well, first of all, it's hilarious. And I'm learning things because obviously I've never been on a dating website. I mean, I've been with my wife for so long that long before the internet even existed, there was no dating websites. So I've never had to go out and look for a date or something along those lines. So I'm learning a lot. It's hilarious the way that these dating websites work. But as far as the grocery store goes, like, I don't know, like, first of all, what do you do? First of all, when I'm at the grocery store, I don't want anybody bothering me, right? And especially if I'm a woman and some dude comes up to you with pushing his shopping cart. Well, I mean, what kind of pickup line are you going to use in a grocery store? Hey, I was watching you over there looking at the cereal and you caught my eye. I mean, what do you say? I mean, anything
I'm not even sure how that would work at a grocery store.
Literally anything you say to a woman in the grocery store is going to sound super creepy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Hey, can I help you with your groceries out to your car?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that may be the whole chivalrous tact. I think that's the word.
Chivalrous, yes. I see you're buying juice boxes there. Are you a single mom? Like, that's the other thing. Like, you don't know if they're married, if they have, 5 kids. It's like, yeah, I see you buying corn pops or Lucky Charms there. You got some kids at home? Oh man.
Well, see, I think to me, Ballard needs to keep it simple. Ballard's not looking for a wife. I think from the best I can gather, Ballard's looking for, probably a first girlfriend. And I told him, I said, keep it simple, dude. I said, be at any bar in America at closing.
Yeah, well, I don't even think Ballard's only 19 years old. He can't go to a bar. I mean, I guess he could go to like I don't know, fucking Ruby Tuesdays or something. But that's not exactly a good place to pick up women either. Ballard.
Are clubs still a thing? There are plenty of them that'll let people that are 18 in. You just can't drink.
Right. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. But Ballard, and I said this, first of all, the Ballard Tinder thing is funny because Tinder is, I got a buddy who I used to work with, and he's got a girlfriend now, like a serious girlfriend now. But a few years ago, he was single and on the market, and he was on Tinder. He was hooking up with girls on Tinder left and right. Like every single day, we'd come into work, and he'd tell me about the girl he hooked up with from Tinder the night before. Like it was just a hookup thing for him. He wasn't really, he was like, most of these women aren't girlfriend material. They're just looking to hook up, which is fine if that's what you're both looking for. But I don't think that's what Ballard's looking for. So I was, and plus he's a man of God, a child of God, I guess you could say, an adolescent of God. So I think Christian mingle would be a good thing for him to look if he's looking for a real relationship. But obviously Christian mingle's not fun for the, for YouTube purposes.
No,
right.
That really wouldn't bring the entertainment value for YouTube. No. And my biggest worry with this is once he matches with somebody, Ballard doesn't have a car. Ballard doesn't have he doesn't have a job, does he? No.
So that could be a problem, I think. And plus he doesn't have his own place. Like I think he lives with his grandparents. So if it was just a hookup deal and you had your own place, then you could have, you could just have the girl come over to your apartment. That would require you not to have to spend any money, and you wouldn't have to pick her up. So that kills two birds with one stone. But if you don't have any money, you don't have any money, a car, or your own place. I mean, how does that work?
Well, see, I don't think that's a problem, though, because Chess has had like 16 girlfriends in the last 6 months.
Well, this is, now you're speaking facts. Yes. Now you're speaking facts.
And I mean, if that dude can find a girlfriend, Ballard shouldn't have too much trouble, I wouldn't think.
Right.
Now, here's a thought that occurred to me this morning. I didn't get to watch the show this morning. And I was going to bring it up, but I wondered if anybody has even verified that we're barking up the right tree with Ballard here. Are we sure Ballard's looking for a woman?
Oh, no.
No. Please don't do it.
Are you suggesting?
No, all I'm doing is raising a valid question.
Okay. I think that question has been asked in a roundabout way. And I believe that he is barking up the right tree, or at least he says he is. But I think that is, okay, you know what? I
haven't heard the question asked. So.
That is a valid question, and it's no disrespect to Ballard. But, he's 19 years old. He's never had a girlfriend before, right? So, that is a valid question, and we'll say that.
Anything's possible in 2021.
Of course, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what he's into. But I'm assuming that he is barking up the right tree. But back to you were saying that if Chess Hall can land all these girlfriends off of Tinder, there's no reason Ballard can't. I don't know about that, because Chess Hall is a pretty outgoing guy, right? He's out there pursuing on his own. Like, he didn't have to have Uncle Lou tell him, hey, we're going to do this. Like, Chess is out there on his own doing it. That's half of the battle, is having the stones to go out there and talk to these women and actually meet up with them. Like, I don't know if Ballard has that. You know what I mean?
it's one of those things that's kind of hard to wrap your mind around. If Chess doesn't have a problem getting out there and doing it, why shouldn't Ballard?
Melissa May brings up a great question, and this is something that needs to be asked, I guess. She says, he goes to church, right? We know that. Why doesn't he just get a church girl? That's a valid question.
I've heard that question asked.
So what was the answer?
I guess he didn't find the right one at church or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He didn't really give a satisfactory explanation.
Right.
It was like most Ballard answers. It didn't really give you much of an answer.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Some of these girls on that Tinder that, well, first of all, Lou's just swiping right on everybody. He's like 100 different women just swiping right on everybody. But some of these women on there, I don't know if Ballard wouldn't even know what to do with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you swipe right on all of them, your chances increase exponentially.
No, I get it. Yeah, it's a numbers game. If you swipe right on 500, all you need is one to yeah.
But you're also bound to come across one, and I'm sure that there are women out there, I'm sure Melissa May can vouch for this. There are women out there that like guys that have no clue what to do with or around a woman.
Right.
So, you're eventually bound to swipe on one of them.
Yeah. I did see a couple on there that said that they were also Christians. They had that in common. So.
Well, I made the suggestion to him one day. I think it was on Jesse J's stream. I said, perfect example of the point I just brought up. I said, go find you an older woman.
Hey, you talk. So now you're going down the road of like a sugar mama. Is that what you're saying?
That maybe, or sometimes you just find some women in their late 30s to mid 40s that want a young guy.
Man, my respect level for Ballard would shoot through the roof if he bagged a 45-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm right there with you. I would too. I'd give him a standing ovation for that.
That would be hilarious. Well, it's going to be fun to see how it all plays out.
I think he's got to. I've told him. I said, you got to show an interest in something other than college football. I said, because except for the vast minority, most of them that even think about football don't really care about it that much. Outside of, okay, this is my favorite team. This is who I cheer for.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be able to have a conversation with a woman about something other than football. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Even if she likes football, like you said. That's not the most attractive thing.
Yeah, Ballard has plenty of live streams. Ballard has plenty of live streams like this. You're not necessarily talking about football per se, and somehow Ballard seems to keep bringing it back to football.
Yeah, so, you can't go on your first date and then, start talking about Mac Jones. She's going to be like, what? Mac Jones?
Yeah, your date's not going to care about Nick Saban's out-of-conference record.
Yeah, right. Right.
Power to him. God bless Lou for trying. I'll give him an A for effort. We'll see how the execution goes.
Silent Chaos said Ballard's going to talk about football and his wedding vows.
If I find out Ballard brings up Bear Bryant or Roll Tide in his wedding vows, I'm going to find that boy and slap him.
Yeah. Hey, let's bring this.
I like Miami as much as the next person, but good Lord.
Let's bring this person on real quick. I want to keep you on the air during this because I'm not sure what this is, but I have a feeling I think I know what it is.
Interesting.
What's up? You're on with Peete and Slim Shady Canes.
Hey, I was listening to Slim Shady.
Oh, it's you
after
again.
Our call went over. I love that guy. He is funny, man. He's made me laugh like 10 times already.
George.
He says I'm a glitch in the Matrix.
George doesn't call for 3 weeks, and George doesn't call for 3 weeks, and then he calls in twice in a span of 15 minutes.
Because I was listening to Slim Shady, and y'all talking about tattoos and stuff. Let me tell you guys something, okay? Go ahead and finish your Japanese tattoo. That's a wonderful thing, a dragon. But listen, all tattoo ink is magnetic ink, okay?
Oh, here we go.
You live in a sea of micro. Yeah, I'm just saying, stop after this one, okay? Stop.
How many tattoos
Listen,
do you
if
have,
I was
George?
gonna have a tattoo. Now, I love tattoos; they're beautiful, but it's magnetic ink. It's magnetic ink.
So what is it? What does that mean? So what if it's magnetic
listen,
ink?
If you went to Samoa and got some native to give you a tattoo or something, it might be okay. They're using berry juice or something, right? But that's not what they're using in America.
Berry juice.
Hey, listen to me. If I had a tattoo, I would only have one, and it would be Elmer Fudd on my butt cheek, pointing a shotgun at my butthole, saying, "All right, rabbit, I know you're in there."
God damn it. All right, George, thank you. What? Oh God. Do you understand what he was talking about with the magnetic ink thing? What's that all about?
Well, what he's talking about is a lot of jailhouse inks are high in iron.
So
And there are documented cases of people getting put in MRI machines and it pulling the ink right through their skin.
what? For real?
Oh yeah.
Damn. What?
Like I said, it's mostly jailhouse inks because they're using whatever they can get their hands on.
Yeah, some cheap shit. Right.
Well, I mean, it's not even cheap shit. I mean, it's, most of the time it's homemade, whatever they can get their hands on to make some kind of ink that'll stay.
Yeah, I mean, what are they doing?
When I was a CO in a prison for 3 years, and they'll come up with the weirdest concoctions of stuff to use for ink.
What are they just like melting down metals and making their own ink, basically?
Melting down paint.
Oh, jeez.
Which it ends up with metals in it. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they're also using guitar strings for needles. Making machines out of electric razors and pins.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep you on the phone for this one too.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep you on the phone for this one too. This one worries me. So hold on to your hat. What's up? You're on with Pete.
This one worries you?
Oh, okay, good. This is good.
Now you got two Canes. Now you got two Canes fans
Yes.
against one Clemson.
It's all good. It's all good. This is everybody. This is Brennan, Traveling Fools, on the line.
Yeah. So my wife tried to call in earlier. She wanted to say hi, and instead you kind of snubbed her out and couldn't understand what she was saying or something. I'm not exactly sure.
No comprende. No speaking English.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. This guy's got a hard enough time with the English language, much less any other.
Yes. Hey, so how many languages does your wife speak?
8.
8?
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's saying she was trying to say hello to you and your wife and your kids and all, and yeah, but you just kind of snubbed her and didn't even respond.
Well, no,
she's totally offended.
I have an uncanny ability to piss off people's wives on YouTube. Just ask Kevin Cook. His wife won't even talk to me anymore.
No speaking English.
There's you a new sound.
No
bite.
comprende. No speaking English. How about this one? You go. You've been here 4 hours. Does anybody know what that's from? The you go, you've been here 4 hours. Does anybody know what that's from? Slim, to you?
Bantu saya menyapu lantai.
Okay, man. I'm gonna let you get back to Slim Shady Canes.
All right, brother.
Hey, this joke could kind of work with the Ballard situation, though.
It could, yes.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, how do we know Jesus wasn't born in Alabama?
How?
Ain't no way in hell you're finding 3 wise men and a virgin there.
Oh my God!
All right, y'all.
All right, buddy. Thank you. You guys have it. There's Brennan. I asked if anybody knew what the you go, you've been here 4 hour references to, and LW says John Panette. That might be right. Is that right? Do you know what I'm talking about, Slim Shady?
It seems real familiar, but I cannot put my finger on what it is.
So it was a stand-up comedian. That's what it is. It's a bit from a stand-up comedian where he talks about where he went to the Chinese buffet that was all you can eat, and he was in there for 4 hours eating, and finally the lady from the restaurant came up to him and she said, "You go. You've been here 4 hours." He's like, "But it's all you can eat." She goes, "You go. You've been here 4 hours."
Oh, hell, that's happened to me, and it wasn't a Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet. It was Orion's.
Yeah. Ryan's. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. He might be right. I can't remember the name of the comic. That might have been right. It was a big guy. He was one of these big, he was obviously a big fat guy, basically. What's up, Golden Blue Dude? Brad Pitt? Yeah. For anybody who's wondering, by the way, that was not actually Brennan's wife that called in the first time, though I was speaking the different language. So it wasn't her.
Oh, I've thought about doing the same thing before. I speak 2 languages.
What's the other language you speak?
Bad English.
I was gonna say, you speak redneck. Is that what it is?
A little bit of that and a little bit of other things.
Yeah.
Some stuff I picked up from Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah. Well, growing up in South Carolina, I'm fluent in redneck, even though I don't speak the language. I can speak it if I have to. You know what I mean?
Oh, I became fluent in it when I first left Florida. I moved to southern Georgia for a couple of years. And when you say small town, this town didn't even have a stoplight. We had one of those flashing yellow lights. That was it.
Oh, wow. Traveling Fool says it what?
Police also ran the local pump truck.
Traveling Fool says it was indeed his wife that called in the first time.
Uh-oh. Pete's in trouble.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hang up on them, though. She said her piece, and then she hung up. I didn't hang up on them. So.
All you got to do is say you've been drinking, and it's okay.
Well, I can say that any time of the day, and it will be okay. So, no problem there.
This is true. This is true.
Yes. Melissa May says population in her town is 200. Wow. That's like, what is it? Mayberry? 200 people. I mean, what are they? Is there literally like one police officer for the entire? I mean, there's got to be. They can't afford tax money to pay more than one policeman. 200 people.
that also explains why, police departments give out tickets for doing 1 mile an hour over the speed limit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that happens all the time.
You got to make it somewhere.
I mean, there's places surrounding Charleston that well, if you're like me and you've been here for a long time, you know which towns not to drive through. You know what I mean? But they especially love to get people.
We got them around here too.
Yeah, they're everywhere, especially throughout the South. Well, probably everywhere. I mean, there's rural areas in every state, but they like to get people from out of state mainly, or people that just don't know where they're what they're doing. So.
Yeah, the one around here is there's a small town in between. It's almost right in the middle in between here and Memphis. And for some odd reason, there's a Navy base there, which makes complete sense to have a Navy base right outside of Memphis, Tennessee. But anyway, they're the bad ones around here because, they get all the assholes from the Navy base that like to act a fool, and they can't do anything with them, so they take it out on everybody else.
Right. Yeah, Slim Shady was here. When was that? When did you come to Charleston?
That was probably 2 weeks ago.
Was it? I guess you're right.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, Slim Shady was here delivering some cargo to the Air Force Base, right, in North Charleston. Yeah. And he called me up, and we went out and had a nice lunch together.
Piece of advice to everybody listening: don't take directions on where you can or cannot park from Peete.
Yes, this is true. This is true. I had him pull an 18-wheeler into a restaurant parking lot.
Yeah, people park big trucks here all the time. It'll be okay.
Which like I told you, I have seen it before, but I'm not sure if they had the trailer on it like you did. I think it might have just been the rig. But anyway, I rectified the situation. Luckily, there was a Pilot truck stop gas station right across the street, so we just went over there and parked it. So I caused the problem and then I fixed it. Take credit for that.
Yeah, we'll give you credit for that.
Right.
Thank God there was one there.
Well, I did kind of actually pick that. Well, first of all, I like going to that place, but I did know that if there was an issue, that we could always use that as a backup. I should have just said that in the first place. But anyway,
It was easy enough. It wasn't that big a deal. It was good food too.
Yeah.
So if anybody's ever in the North Charleston area, check out Carolina Ale House. It was pretty good.
Well, it's Somerville. You were in Somerville.
Potato.
Right. Right.
When you drive through as many little towns like that as I do, you just quit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm going to go through enough of them Sunday that I don't know.
Texas. Where in Texas are you going?
I think it's about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from Houston, right down on the coast.
Okay. So you're going deep into Texas.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like a state that. How long does it take to drive from one side of Texas to the other, whether it's north or to south or east to west? I mean, that's how long?
I mean, from where I am, it'll probably take you every bit of 6 to 8 hours the way I usually go across Texas.
Okay. That's not as bad as I thought.
But I mean, that's in a big truck. That's in a big truck too. I mean, you can shave a lot of time off of that if you're just in a regular vehicle.
Yeah.
And you have to figure I can only do 70 miles an hour tops. and I start going up a hill, I'm going to lose a lot of speed.
There's not any hills in Texas, are there? I'm just kidding. I'm sure there are. I've never driven through Texas. I've only flown. I've flown through there, through the Dallas airport, Dallas Fort Worth. I've never driven through there though.
I don't fly.
You don't fly, really? Scared of crashing?
I don't fly. No, not at all. And what's actually messed up, and I told you this when we were having lunch, I had a uncle that worked for American Airlines, and I could have flown for free. But no, it's too much of a hassle dealing with TSA and firearms, and I don't go anywhere without a gun.
Well, you can check firearms on your check-in luggage, can't you? You just can't bring it on the plane, I think.
Yeah, it can be in your check-in luggage in an approved case with an approved lock, and hope like hell TSA doesn't try and steal it.
Yeah, right. Oh.
It's a headache I don't feel like dealing with, and I mean, let's be honest, I drive for a living, so a little more driving ain't gonna kill me.
Yeah, I don't mind flying. I mean, you're right. It is a pain in the ass. With all the shit, especially since 9/11, it's a pain in the ass to fly. But I'd rather fly. Like if I'm going anywhere that's further than maybe an 8-hour drive, I would much rather fly and get there in 2 hours. You know what I mean? And obviously, if you're going out of the country, you have to fly. I mean, I guess you could take a boat, but I'm not taking a boat across the Atlantic. If I'm going to England or Ireland or something, I'm not taking a boat. I'm flying.
Well, that is one plane trip I'm going to have to take. I think it's planned for next year. We're going to take a trip to Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah.
I have to fly that, obviously.
Right. Listen to this here. Hold on to your hats again. What's up? You're on with Pete and Slim Shady.
Hey, you no eat crab. You eat bean sprout. Don't take a steam tray.
No comprende. No speaking English.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, J-Dub?
Well, I just got to my car after the AAA game I was at tonight. I'm just how's this for crazy?
Yeah.
It's 4-3 in the seventh. The Cubs hit a grand slam. They end up going up 9-4. And Omaha, Nathan Grace's team, hits 3 solo home runs and a 2-run home run in the top of the ninth to make it 9-8, and then the Cubs finally shut them down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, the wind was blowing out. For those of you who give a damn, the wind never blows out to left field at Principal Park in Des Moines. It never does.
But it did.
For some reason,
but it did tonight.
It was blowing out like a gale. And there were 2 balls that I'm going to say in all the years I've been watching baseball there, I can't believe either one of these got out of the park. But they got up in this current, and I'm like, holy hell.
So what's the weather?
Now they'll shoot off fireworks. And
what's the weather like in Ames, Iowa right now?
I don't know what it's like in Ames, but it's moist and warm here in Des Moines.
Oh, you're in Des Moines. Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking of places that a hill is nowhere to be found, you're not going to find one in Des Moines, Iowa.
No. You might. Well, the locals will call them a hill, but probably nobody else in America would.
Yeah.
I'll put it like this. What they call a hill, I can't pick up any speed going down it with 50,000 pounds on my back. It's not a hill.
Yeah, but it is the terrain, at least in western Iowa, is more up and down than where I grew. I grew up in Springfield, Illinois, Slim, and if you've been through Central Illinois or Southern Illinois, you know that it's like God took a credit card and just scraped the face of the earth. I mean, it is so flat you can see for 15 miles in one direction down a road because it's just absolutely flat as a piece of paper.
Springfield, Illinois, isn't that where Homer Simpson's from?
Well, the Simpsons did that online poll where they tried to get people to vote which state the Springfield that the Simpsons are from are in. And Springfield, Illinois finished second. I think Springfield, Massachusetts won it or something. Because there's like a Springfield in every state. And I think there's like 15 of them or 20. Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
I think that
people ask me which one did you.
I think it looks more like Illinois than it does Massachusetts. On the show.
Yeah. I just say I grew up 3 blocks from where Abraham Lincoln's buried, and you can figure it out from there.
There you go.
Yeah, I can confirm the entire state of Illinois is crap from top to bottom.
What about Chicago? Not a fan?
That's terrible.
Slim's a trucker. If I was a trucker, I sure as hell wouldn't want to drive in Chicago.
Well, no, I mean not for work.
I don't like any city. I don't like any city as far as driving a truck. But I went through Chicago. I went through Chicago in my own vehicle probably 15 years ago. We were headed up to Wisconsin for my cousin's wedding, and me being young and dumb, I followed my GPS. And my GPS had me get off in Chinatown in Chicago. And I couldn't read any street signs, obviously, because it's Chinatown. And next thing I know, I heard gunshots. So I ran about 7 stoplights and got back on the interstate.
Damn. That's something I never knew. So you're telling me that the street signs, because aren't the street signs like city street sign? I mean, they're not. Why would the street signs in America be in a different language? I've never seen that before.
Because they're in Mandarin.
Really?
Yeah, they're in Mandarin. Slim's absolutely right, Pete. I've got all sorts of family and friends in Chicago, and I know neighborhoods where you can go several blocks in any direction. All the signs will be in Chinese. All you'll hear is Mandarin. And then on the north side, there are neighborhoods, there are grocery stores, delicatessens you go into, and you're looking up at the letters of the signs, and you're like, geez, I know these letters, but what the hell language is it? It's Polish.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, say whatever the sign says, if I disobey that sign, I'm driving through there, I get pulled over by a police officer, I'm just gonna be like, I can't read that shit. I don't know. I didn't know it said yield.
Your official signs, like the official street sign that would say like Pine Boulevard or Smith Avenue or
I'm talking about like a stop sign, a yield sign, what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are in English.
Okay, that's what I thought he was talking about.
All the restaurants, all the billboards, all the advertising, all the signs on the side of buildings.
Yeah.
All of that stuff is in Chinese for blocks and blocks and blocks.
Right.
The street signs were in Chinese as well, but they were Chinese and English.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. I got you.
Yeah.
But you know how they'll have Pine Street or whatever, and then they'll have, the 5200 block. Well, how the 5200 block is in really small letters, the English is in really small letters like that.
Yeah.
The predominant
right.
is the Mandarin.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
And then for whatever reason,
I've never been.
They put a stupid figure 8 on their interstate there in Chicago. It's terrible.
A figure 8.
Yes.
Don't
ask me why. I don't know.
Was it?
That's like trying to explain 285 around Atlanta.
Oh.
Ask me why. I don't know.
That's got to be the worst stretch of interstate in the United States, around Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't. I other than the fact that there's a lot of it, I don't ever have a problem with Chicago traffic. I mean, I know where I'm going, and but just there's heavy volume. But Atlanta, the couple times I've been in Atlanta, it's all fucked up. You got exits left, you got 2 lanes going this way, and then one lane shoots off going over here, and
yeah.
Now speaking of finding the silver lining or the bright side of things, when everything was shut down due to COVID, the traffic in Atlanta was great. I loved it.
Well, yeah, I mean, traffic everywhere was pretty much non-existent. I mean, even places like New York, I mean, there was nobody in Times Square, right? I mean, it was just empty streets everywhere.
Not around here. People around here didn't care.
Yeah, the smaller the town. I guess also in the South, a different story, but yeah. So, anywho. All right, guys, look, I got to wrap it up soon. I got one more call that's been waiting for a while, so I want to get to them. But thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, let me get out of here.
Yeah, Jeff Webster from Ames, Iowa. Thanks for checking in, buddy. And of course, my man Slim Shady Canes. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me on for a little while.
Yeah, man. Had a good time. Have a good weekend. Be safe driving through Texas on Sunday. Thank you. All right, let's get to the last call of the night here. See what this is about. And what is up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, buddy. What's up? This is Ray Finkel's house.
Ray Finkel's house. Ray Finkel's creepy bedroom. What's up, buddy?
Oh, man. So, I've been sitting here listening for a while. I hadn't heard that much geography since 14 years ago in high school.
Yeah, hey, did you know that this was a college football YouTube channel? Did you know that?
I was about to say, man. But,
welcome.
We don't have much of that book learning down here.
Yeah, welcome to the off season. This is like from, I'd say, the end of April when the spring games end, all the way through June. Before, usually the end of June and early July is when the fall practice starts up at these schools. So there's about a 6-week stretch there. Maybe a 6 or 8 week stretch where there's really nothing to talk about in college football. I mean, the only thing there is to talk about is if somebody gets arrested or something like that. I mean, it's just it's hard out here for a college football YouTuber for this 6-week stretch. So here we are talking about street signs in Chicago that are in Chinese. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got like an Allen Iverson situation going on. I mean, we're talking about practice.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice, right? Yes.
So how was the PGA Tour for your wife? She went there today, correct?
Oh, that was yesterday. Yeah. She went for round one.
Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday. She had a good time. I mean, she was there for a work thing, so it wasn't all fun. You know, she had to go for work. But they, they put them up in a skybox. You know, had food and drinks, and they were in the air conditioning, bougie type stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh dang!
Yeah.
Oh dang! You using those words? I hear you, man. Yeah. I hear you.
Yeah. Me, when I go to the golf tournaments, I like to walk around, follow the golfers.
Pick a bone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Pick a bone.
Oh, I just had a bone to pick about the video you made. Dabo Sweeney may someday overtake Saban as the top coach of all.
Well, that's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. I said that I think he'll go down in history as one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. One of, not the.
I happened to be watching some of the '92 Miami championship game with Alabama the other day, and it was pretty cool seeing Sweeney running by in a couple of clips on the thing. It makes me feel daggum old, I tell you that much.
Yeah, no kidding. You're talking about as a player when he was a wide receiver, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That was that was a long time ago, my friend. That was a long time ago. So I mean, you don't disagree that my whole point was what he's done at Clemson in a span of 10 years or so is unprecedented. Right. And I mean, he was never even.
He's built the program into.
Yeah. Like for instance, Nick Saban's greatest of all time so far. I don't know that anybody else is going to win as many national championships as him in my lifetime. But Nick Saban, when he went to Alabama, had already won a national championship. It wasn't like, he didn't. Dabo Swinney was a wide receiver coach that got promoted when they fired Tommy Bowden because Tommy Bowden was terrible. And within a few years, they were one of the best teams in the country. And now they're now they are who they are. So I think that Dabo Swinney's only 50 years old. He's got another 15 or 20 years at least coaching, whether it's at Clemson or maybe eventually he goes to Bama later, 10 years from now or something. I don't know. But the point is, he's going to stack up a lot of wins and probably several more, at least one or two more national championships. And so he will go down as one of the greatest college football coaches of all time. I'm not saying he'll be the greatest, but he will definitely go down as one of the greatest. I mean, unless something happens and he just quits coaching for some reason, which I don't see that happening.
Yeah, definitely. I have I do like his personality a lot better than Saban's. Him being a good old boy from Pelham, down this way.
Right.
He just seems like a genuine down to earth guy. And I watched an interview that he had with Gene Stallings, and they were going back and forth. I like Dabo. I just don't know if he'll ever rise to Saban's level.
Well, it's going to be hard for anybody to win more than 6 titles. And who knows that by the time it's done, Saban might win 7 or 8. And that's a ridiculous amount of titles. So, but back when Bear Bryant did it, that there was a lot of people that said that record would never be broken. And it probably will be, right? Have they both won 6? How many did Bear Bryant win?
Bear Bryant won 6 at Alabama, and Saban won 6, but also won at LSU. So he has 7 total.
He does have 7 total. So he broke Bear Bryant's record. Are you sure? Thought he had 5 at Alabama, and won it.
He had 6 at Alabama. They had 2. So he had 1 at LSU,
right,
in 2003, and then 2009 for Alabama, 2011 and 12, and then 1 where they beat Clemson, 1 where they beat Georgia, and then the last one versus Ohio.
Yeah, that's right. 6. You're right. Yeah. So.
But listen, Pete, I'll let you head to bed.
All right.
I know that's what I'm doing, buddy.
Yeah. All right. I thank you. By the way, thanks for calling in and thanks for being such a great supporter of the channel. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate what you do, and I enjoy your content, and I can't imagine how hard it is to do what you do.
Yeah. All right, man. Good night. I'll see you.
All right.
I'll see you soon. Checking in, Ray Finkel's house. Of course, not only one of my favorite people on YouTube as far as a subscriber goes, but also one of my favorite names on YouTube. I still need to do that. I've been talking. That's something I could do during this downtime and with no news and college football is I wanted to do like a top 10 list of the best names in the comment section. And Ray Finkel's house is right up there. Of course, that's one of my favorite movies. Pet Detective. Yes. All right, guys. That's going to do it. I think I successfully managed to do a call-in show. So we do the Lunch Money show. It's about nothing every Monday at 10 p.m. Me and Lou. I pretty much did a show about nothing tonight, except I involved the call-in portion of it to talk about nothing. So that's probably a first. Maybe. I don't know. But thank you to all of the people in the comment section. Didn't get to interact with the comment section so much tonight because I had so many different callers coming on. But thank you to all the join members, everybody that's joined the membership of the channel. Everybody that sent super chats. Of course, you guys know how much I appreciate that kind of support, because if it weren't for you guys, I could not do the show that I do every week. So thank you. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to head out of here. Have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday for the Lunch Money Show. Your boy, Pigskin Pete, is checking